So if you are an R user, you might be familiar with the use this package, which has a bunch of things that make package development a lot more user friendly. So one of the functions in the use this package is use GitHub Actions. And what it does is it creates that GitHub Actions file for you, and it keeps it in your GitHub repository. And then when you push your code to GitHub, you get a nice little green tick, or you get a red cross that says, did your code pass some tests or not? And I've been using that for a while because it's nice to make sure that your code works. But it's like I didn't really understand what was going on in those GitHub Actions files in the background. And I've always thought this is something I should probably learn how it actually works. And I thought this is a nice opportunity to do that and to practice more almost on the sort of data engineering side of things. I've been working as a data scientist for a while, but quite often we're building the products. We're not necessarily the people that are getting them out there into the world. So this was, let's get some experience of going from nothing from the very start right up to something that's out there working on its own that works, and I don't need to touch it anymore.
Nice. And could you just tell us what GitHub Actions is?
So GitHub Actions it can do quite a lot of different things. The things that I use the way that GitHub Actions work is that you define a script of some things that you want to run, and then you can set that to run, for example, when you push your code to main, or you can set it to run on a schedule, so you can run a particular script every day at 8 a.m. But the idea is that it's running on GitHub, so it's not something you particularly have to do locally. It's something that GitHub will do automatically for you. So in this project, I had 2 separate GitHub Actions files. So the first one was to automatically deploy the app. So essentially, most of the time, previously when I've been building Shiny apps for personal projects, is you build the app locally and then you manually deploy it. You click that button and it sends it off. But I store most of my code on GitHub anyway. So the idea is you can create a GitHub action where every time you push your code to main, it automatically redeploys. So I no longer have to worry about the deployment after I set up that GitHub action. It's one of those manual, tedious tasks that I no longer have to deal with, and GitHub will do that automatically. And then the second, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, before it deploys, is it running any tests for you? And did you set anything up there, or it's
not in this example, but you can run things if you're doing like our package development. If you develop a Shiny app as a package, you can run things like RCMD check in GitHub Actions and put that test in before the deployment. So if that test fails, then it won't deploy.